Hey guys, Mozo and Negron Tech here, and what you're watching is my Warbringer variant of my Fire Titan. So I always wanted to try kind of the Warbringer variant. When I first played last league, this is actually my innate build that I tried, and then I played Titan, and with the warcry having no cooldown, even as a Titan, it was like, why I play Warbringer? But I kind of thought to myself, like, let me be like more lore accurate, let me be embody the ancestors of Cone, the ancestral spirits, and you're seeing a combination of totems, the Shockwave Totems, jagged ground explosions, and a very, very cool combination that I don't know why nobody uses it. Everybody uses Earthquake for their jagged ground generation. You really shouldn't. You get way more damage, clear coverage, and overall overlap when it comes to jagged ground on your fissure, whether volcanic fissure or Forge Hammer. So like as you can see, like this is kind of the PC destroyer, but when you use Stampede or the Shockwave Totem on your volcanic fissure or Forge Hammer with jagged ground support, what you're looking at is that you'll use volcanic fissure, and when I Stampede, the aftershocks are not only exploding the jagged ground created from the volcanic fissure, but they're also reigniting more jagged ground because every part of the slam on the fissures is now triggering the fissures again, which is by definition an aftershock, which triggers another jagged ground, which, you know, you get chain explosions, right? So that's why you keep seeing the big like little yellow thing right there, just massive chain explosions. And yeah, again, like I think this is far and away the best way to dabble into like a Shockwave Totem build. Like if you're not using this in your Shockwave Totem build, you're using Earthquake, you know, maybe try this because this is very unoptimized, but this is something I wanted to do last league, I'm sorry, but with the newborn I was only able to really just do my typical like warcry Titan build. So let's get into it. Alright, so like really talking about the build, you kind of saw the main interaction. So the main interaction revolves around jagged ground, fissures, how fissures, when you trigger them with a different slam or the Shockwave Totem, that is aftershock. Those aftershocks, it is guaranteed to generate its jagged ground. That jagged ground gets exploded by Shockwave Totem or Stampede, and that's pretty much how it works, right? So like whether you use volcanic fissure, I think I have jagged ground on Forge Hammer 2 here. I do. So like for bossing, you can still use Forge Hammer, you can explode it, you use your volcanic fissure, and you'll see as we use a slam and trigger those aftershocks, they're going to create jagged ground and they're going to chain explode. So like very cool interaction. Is Stampede like this needed for clear? Absolutely not. The main benefit is really single target, obviously, but for clear, generally like the same way I'm doing my builds, you can ignore this tree, super unoptimized for what I want to do for like a totem warbringer, but this is what I'm using. You don't really need the warcry nodes, but you know, I love using warcries. And you know, again, for clear, you can just use your armor explosion, use Stampede to generate endurance charges with your armor break combination, enduring and armor break, and then we use ancestral cry on cooldown. You get very good ancestral cry glory generation from volcanic fissure. You have very good uptime as you consume 5 endurance charges thanks to this node. You have like 50 seconds of ancestral cry. When it goes down, you might even get like double the effect for heightened charges, but really awesome. The main benefit is really single target, right? So like you don't have to be a warbringer to do this, but whether we use volcanic fissure or Forge Hammer and we explode and we use our 4 totems, right, you just get massive totem generation, because what it's chaining and you're actually getting more. You don't have to worry about earthquaking duration getting like messed up or not triggering the earthquake. Like, and I just think this is better too, because what's going to happen is that when you use your well, really, you'll probably use Forge Hammer from single target, and you use your totem. A lot of people like walk around and like, but you really don't have to do that. Instead of using, what's it called, Earthquake, instead of having to do that, you can start rolling slam. You can use like Earth Shatter. You can use like a different main skill like Thunder to increase your damage even more. But I think this is far and away the best way to do a Shockwave Totem generation. You know, it allows you to still utilize the effects of your ancestral spirits, giving you defense, rage, damage, a lot of other good benefits. So like very cool interaction. Something again, like this is something I wanted to tackle last league, but I just did it at the time too because I was focusing on my Fire Titan and I wanted to push that to the end game. And again, with this build, plus skills is very important, but again, like now since 0.3, your mace gets what is it good? Your mace is used instead of like the levels of the Shockwave Totem, but still like my gear's very bad and it's so fun, as you can see. Very I don't want to say unlucky, but like I can do way better. Like the fizz rolls on this are terrible. I got a fire roll. Like this is disgusting how awful this weapon is, but it is what it is, right? So you just got to do what you got to do. So I am using the warcry setup. Like you don't have to. Herald of Ash, you know, time and need would still be good. Ancestral Cry to help with clear and like big damage burst, which is very, very good. But the big interaction again, jagged ground, you know, and your totems. That's it. As you can see, my totems don't do a lot of damage because I don't have a lot of totem investment. It'd be nice to really like get up into there in the tree, but like this is like the forbidden tech. The one negative about this is that you're triggering so many fissures and aftershocks and dragging ground that it kind of like destroys your computer, especially whatever. But like this is probably the highest like damage potential. And like I don't know why nobody really plays your Shockwave Totem build this way, but if you haven't, give this a chance. It's incredible. I'm not gonna, I mean, maybe leave a comment if you want me to do like a full build guide on this. I'll kind of go through what I'm kind of messing with right now, and you can see what's going on here. But really just very, very simple. Again, use your fissure. And like you're already using Forge Hammer for all these totem builds, but like because you have so many more fissures from Volcanic Fissure and like Volcanic Forge Hammer, you just make a very, very good generation overlap. And I think it's going to be a little bit better than your Earthquake generation, right? So most of Necro Attack here. I'm probably going to play this a little bit more and explore it, but again, the holidays are coming up. Don't have all the time in the world. I already didn't have time, but something to think about. Have a good one.